Okay guys, gonna help you answer quadratic function graph kind of question. So usually they'll give you a graph picture, they give you a function gx equals to negative 2x minus b squared plus 10. So they ask you to find b. They want you to find this b. So how do you do this, right? First thing, very simple. When you see this kind of question, when they ask you to look for b, you look at the picture first. What does the picture tell you? The picture tells you that when x is 0, right, when x is 0 over here, y equals to 6, right? And this graph represents the function lah. So when x is 0, y equals to 6. So just substitute that 0 into the x into this equation first. So what do you get? Okay, let me show you. Gx equals to negative 2 x minus b squared plus 10. So the y at the time in the picture is 6 when x is 0, right? So you put 6 here, negative 2x is 0, so 0 minus b squared plus 10. So then you just do basic algebra, negative 2, this one becomes negative b squared plus 10. So then it becomes negative 2b squared plus 10, 6. You shift over, shift this one over, it becomes 2b squared, shift 6 over, becomes negative, so 10 minus 6 becomes 4, b squared equals to 2, so b is square root of 2. Alright, and you look at the picture, basically you've already found b, so b could be positive or negative square root of 2. Okay, then the second part of the question, they will ask you to find the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is basically the maximum point, the maximum or minimum point of the graph, and just the x value of that maximum or minimum point. So what is the x value? So when you want to find this, it's very simple. You just look at the function that they give you just now. Next one, now you just put this thing lah. X minus b lah, you know the b already, you put the b into here. So how do you find the x value when the y it is basically, how do you find axis of symmetry? You gotta find the x value during the minimum or maximum point. So I give you a trick here. When you want to solve this kind of question, you want to find axis of symmetry, all you need to do is this. Okay, you take this thing, you have to roughly guess the format. When they give you this kind of quadratic function, put negative 2, then they bracket, then they square it, then they plus the c, which is number 10 here. All you need to do if you want to find the axis symmetry, you just gotta take this, the thing that is within the squared bracket, take it out like this, and it equals it to 0. So then your axis symmetry is basically square root of 2. That's your x. Okay, so again, take out the thing that's in the bracket squared, take it out, equal it to 0, and then you just find x, you shift it over here, you find your x is square root of 2. That's your axis of symmetry. Then the last point, very easy in this question, is coordinates of the max point. So how do you find coordinates of max point? You really just use the answer that you get from number 2. You use the function again. So gx equals to negative 2x minus b squared plus 10 equals to negative 2x minus, remember the b just now was the square root 2 plus 10. Then so now you want what the coordinates of the max point. You already know the x coordinate for the maximum point is square root 2, right? So then you will get this, square root 2 minus square root 2 squared plus 10. And lastly, what do you get? Coordinate is 10, right? This one becomes 0, 0 squared is 0, 0 times negative 2 is 0, left with plus 10. So the coordinate is actually square root 2 and 10 lah, because this is the y that you already found using the function when you put x square root 2 into here. So that's your y. Your x is your axis of symmetry, which is square root 2. So that's your answer coordinates of maximum point. A good tip is that it will always use the question that you're going to attack is always using the answer that's from the question before it. It's using x equals to square root 2 here, and to get this answer you need to use the b. You need to use the answer that you get from the previous question. So that's a good trick for you to just, you know, roughly know whether you are on the right track or not. Okay.